Good afternoon.
Hello. Welcome back to the DMac.
Chit channel. Yes. We're your hosts. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Charmaine.
Yes. So welcome. Thanks for coming back. A couple things we want to go over today. Our tips real quick. But first, I think we want to talk about our upcoming bowling party.
Bowling!
Which is also a fundraiser.
November 18th.
Yes. A lot of the questions I've been getting is, why is the tickets $25 for bowling for 3 hours? Let me say this, because it is a fundraiser, people.
And that's how much you pay if you were just going there to bowl.
Yes, like this money is going towards a good cause. There is a group of women that is counting on our help, and we want to be able to help them. So that's why each and every one of these tickets being sold is very important.
Yes.
How do we help them? We do their hair, makeup, wardrobe for job interviews only.
Resume prep.
Yes, resume prep.
Interview mock coaching.
Yes, digital,
apparel.
Yes,
image
everything.
Consultant. We make sure that they have the right step. You know, they have everything so they can make their best step. What?
Yes.
The right step?
The right step. The right step and the best step.
The first step, the right step, and the best step. All together. Yes.
Also, personal development. A lot of our girls need someone to talk to. They need a mentorship. They need a life coach. They need direction. They need someone to help them take the fear out of making any step, let alone the first step. So this money goes towards a good cause, and we're trying to reach the younger ones. You know, the younger ones, we see them in the street all the time, tight clothes, boobs hanging out. They kind of need a little bit of direction so they know what they put out is what
Modesty
they get back.
and virtue. That's what we want to instill in our DMac ladies.
Yes.
Okay?
And speaking of modesty and virtue, it was also dropped in my spirit that maybe I should issue a little slight apology for last week if I went overboard about the tights. Listen, ladies, if you want to wear your tights, wear them proudly. But like my sister here just said, it's about modesty. And please keep in mind, what you put out is what you get back.
That's what you're
so
gonna
if you
attract.
Putting out, you know, hoo ha ha,
mama, you want to attract the dude that want to smash hot mama, not
can't be
take
surprised what you
hot
get
mama
back.
out, or
Yes.
you know, things that you're deserving of, queen.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's all. No offense.
So, I love everyone.
We want the best. We want you to win, or we wouldn't be here. So trust me, there's no type of hate
no
or
harm
anything.
and no offense to you ladies that like to wear your tights. Just what you
just be modest.
Yes.
You know, if you home with your man, you want, hey, we all for it. You know, you doing you. But we're just talking about single women that are trying to attract, you know, a golly good man. So we want to put you on the right track. That's all.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Remember, November 18th, you can purchase your tickets through Eventbrite or our website.
Tickets are cheaper through Eventbrite.
Or
go through there.
Contact us. We'll bring them to you.
Yes, we'll bring them to you.
We want you in the place, okay?
Yes. We want everybody to come out and have a good time, enjoy some food, enjoy some fun. And who's taking home the gold? I've been saying it all day. We got awards, prizes, games, trophies. Who is taking home the gold?
Come out.
Especially that gutter ball. The gutter ball award, y'all, is one you want for your man.
Everyone's a winner, because we're all winners in Christ. Okay?
Right. Also, another thing in my prayer closet today I was thinking about, because I'm going through a little bit of stuff and just hit a little snag in life like we all do, and so I gotta do some redirection and changes. And I just wanted to put out there to be mindful of, when you start something, finish it, see it through. You have to follow through what you're going to do. And also, just to advise you guys that life happenings, life circumstances is not an excuse to stop. I went through that some years ago, about 4 years ago. I had a tumor. I was bleeding to death, and then cancer was developing. So I was really sick, and during that time I was in nursing school, and I was 5 weeks away from graduation. Passed out in school, nearly dead, couldn't finish, had to have emergency surgery. And this particular surgery had me out of commission for a year, which meant no work. You know, I was stuck. So of course, when you get sick and gotta work, money, bills, everything piles up. So here we are 4 years later, and I'm right back at an impasse in my life, and I'm like, okay. And I started some other things, And the Lord reminded me this morning, I already had you on a path, and now you have to finish that. And I was like, but I got sick, and it's 4 years later. Listen, it does not matter. Stop thinking because you're old or this happened and that happened, that it's an excuse to not stay the course. Delay is not, don't do it. It's just delay. So, you come back and you do it again.
You might not do it right the first time.
Right.
Second time,
try again. And I love, God rest her soul, Aaliyah. She used to sing this song. I know, no, she's not a Christian gospel. No, it's not deep. But the young girl Aaliyah used to sing, if at first you don't succeed. Remember that? Pick yourself off and try again. I used to love that song. Yes, it's the true motto of life. If at first you don't succeed, if at second, if at third, if at fourth, if it's God's will and God's purpose for your life, you keep going until you do it.
Because Satan wants you to give up. And toward the end, we'll talk about some of the strategies today that the devil uses to stop you. Yes. He wants to stop you. He wants to have you stagnant. He wants to have you in a position where you're like, oh, I'm going to do it. Have you doing everything so you can't focus on what it is God has called for you to do.
Your focus is one of the things that he comes to steal.
Yes.
And let this be encouragement to you to continue reading on in our book Fervent.
Yes,
because when you get into your identity, there's a passage in the book that I would like to quote where Sister Shire says, he'd rather conspire to keep you in a constant state of mourning, grieving over who you wish you were instead of relishing in who you are, exacerbated by insecurity and crippled by self-doubt. We all go through that. I know I go through it now. Sometimes often I look in the mirror and I'll be like, oh, I just had a birthday. Oh, but you turned up for the other day this weekend.
Happy birthday to our November friends.
I just had a birthday and I was like, oh, I'm this age. And I ain't telling y'all my age. And I don't have this and I don't have that. And I don't have this accomplished. I don't have that accomplished. It's so easy to wallow because sin fell into the world. It's so easy for us to embrace negative things in life and in ourselves. But it's an attack. You have to come past that. You have to move on and just do what God has called you to do. And don't measure yourself against anyone. Further along on that same page of the book, she talks about how you fight through fidgeting through awkward social encounters where you're sizing yourself up against the well-dressed and the accomplishments of others. Someone that I admire used to tell me years ago, don't wash no face. Stop looking at other people and measuring yourself against it. She's pretty, I'm not. How come she got this and she has that? Who cares? You never know the measure of another person. You never know what someone's story is, because we all wear our smiles and we put on our outside coat. But we go through turmoil and hell on the inside. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone today, what God gave me in my prayer time. You started, finish it.
That's all.
Circumstances is not an excuse to give up. Stop and look again, because you can't pick up something else until you finish what you picked up the first time.
And things are always going to come in the way. There's always going to be obstacles that you have to overcome. But know that through prayer, having a relationship with God, you'll be able to get through it. He will never put more on you than you can bear.
Yes, pray, pray, pray. In all things, much prayer and supplication. Always, always, always. Can't do it without prayer.
So hopefully you guys went out. Right, yes, we're going to pray. We're going to hope that you guys went out and started to purchase the book. For those of you who have not yet, we're going to go like 5 pages at a time. Just, some key pointers. So, in case you have any questions. There is a question I wanted to address. Janice, thank you for your question. You wanted to know. She said, I like how you guys say, look to the hills and not to the streets. But what does that mean? And it means simply that. It's a verse in Proverbs. Is it Proverbs? Let me make sure I get the right verse.
I'm going to get to go on the right
But to paraphrase, the verse says, look to the hills from whence cometh your help. So what we're saying is, look to the hills, not to the streets. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Focus to the hill. Keep your focus.
Yes.
God is your help. He is look forward to the hill to where He's going to give you your strength. He's going to give you your help. So that's why we say, don't worry about what's going on. Don't worry about the streets. Don't worry about what's going on. Yes. We are in this world, not of the world. So don't even worry about it. God has a plan for you, and you're going to succeed.
Right, because it's symbolic and it's literal.
Yes.
You know, we get focused on where we're at right now, our current situations, until we stop looking to where we're going, what our goals are, and look to the hills.
Worrying about what Jane and Jimmy and everybody else has, that's not going to help. Is it going to help your situation? So don't even focus on that. Keep your focus on what your goals are, and then you stay focused to the hills, okay? Keep your eyes on the hills. All right, Jennies? Thank you. And keep coming with your questions.
Keep bringing your questions.
We're going to try to address them, you know, every time we're here, okay?
So moving forward, our professional tip. Our professional tip. So just want to give courtesy to Go Resumes. They help me a lot when I am optimizing and going over resumes and helping people with tips. So I just wanted to acknowledge one of their tips, keeping things interested. And this is your resume, and I notice when I go over a lot of resumes, people use repetitive words. And that is a no-no. Don't use repetitive words. It says don't use the same word over and over again on your resume. Yes. Okay. Make the thesaurus your friend. And they give a great example. I tried to come up with one, but I thought this was the best one. For example, a customer is not just a customer. He's also a client, a patron, and a stakeholder.
That's right.
So instead of using customer repetitively in your resume, client, stakeholder, and patron.
Speaking of customer, just a few days ago, not even a week ago, Andrea went and got her nails done, and this place of business messed them up. And then the next day, they act as if they didn't want to correct the mistake that they made.
She only one person working in this full salon full of people. I said, I paid you. You know, look at my nails. 4 days, you guys. This is gel polish.
Look, and it's
look at this.
Gone.
4 days.
And that is also cat eye, which is an additional charge.
Yes.
Okay, and that's just unacceptable.
And my nails were jacked for my birthday. I even told her it's my birthday. I cannot come back in. You know, we have lives busy schedule. I said when I come get my nails done, it's because that's the time that I have scheduled in that I can come and do it. I did not count on the next day because technically, guys, this started chipping off the next day. It's not even chipping. Regular nail polish chip, gel peels. So it's not like one little piece can come off. If it start lifting and peeling, all of it is coming off. So, and she just would not accommodate. And then she told me if I left and came back, she would charge me to do this over. So stay away from Lee's Nail Salon at 26 and Girard Avenue, Philadelphia, PA.
Go somewhere else.
Stay away. Find someplace else, and we're going to find some place
We're on a hunt for a good place.
Yes, and we'll be back to let you know.
To promote that place of business. But do not, again, go to Lee's Nails.
Because I know sometimes people think of nails as, that's a luxury, who cares? For me, I don't consider my nails a luxury because I have very dry skin and my cuticles grow thick and they crack and they bleed and it hurts. So my nails for me is my therapeutic to me, is necessary.
For me, it is a luxury, and I want it done right because I don't have a lot of money to be thrown away.
Circumstance, you don't want to waste your money.
When you pay for something, you want it done correctly, and that's not too much to ask of.
Especially, like the gel polish. Nowadays, instead of, polish is free. Not anymore. Because it's gel, they want to charge you $8, $10, $12, $12. Like, it's ridiculous. And you pay that for nails that looks like this and it peels off. No. So stay away. And the lady had no idea what customer service is. And to all you businesses out there, if you don't know, please take a course at your local community college on customer service because we are really lacking. We are lacking.
Who do you think are going to pay your bills?
Lacking.
If no one's coming for service.
Yeah. Stay away from Cat's Deli on City Line Avenue. I had the owner of that store tell me off and accuse me of scamming him for free food because his food made me sick in the stomach and I refused to pay for it. I said, what happened to customer service? What happened to the customer always being right?
We work hard for our money. You should get great service.
Yes, you should. And if you're like me, I love food. I will spend money on food, but I will raise you know what before I waste money on food.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, do we have anything else you want to share with our good people?
So again, remember the bowling is November 18th.
It's so important,
it's
guys. Come out. It's
come
not
out,
just, it's so important. I can't stress it enough. Come out, come out, come out. So support. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We on Instagram every now and again. Sometimes we do a little Snapchat. We still trying to figure some stuff out. So
we're learning. It's a learning curve because we're like just anti-social media. But we know that people want to hear from us. They have insight. We have a lot of knowledge to pour into you guys. So we'll get over it and we'll learn it. Okay.
And check us out on our website, DMac-foundation.org. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to sign off now. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We love you.
Not to the streets.
DMac. And don't forget, smile.